What's up, family? It's your boy, the Urban Sports Guru. Just want to give to y'all a recap of Game 7 last night. And Golden State, you know what I'm saying, do what they normally do. I don't know what concoction Steve Kerr does at halftime, but really, those third quarters, they come out like game busters. And I have to give Steph Curry, like, he never ceases to amaze me. Like, yes, Chris Paul wasn't there, so, but I think things that he does no matter what's there, no matter who's there. Um, and I say that because he just has a. And for those of y'all who've seen like the Avengers, the last Avengers movie, Infinity War, you notice how Thor has a way of reminding you these guys are superheroes. I'm a god. When Thor came out from the sky and just started whooping ass, and even Bruce Banner had to say, "Oh yeah, y'all gonna get it now." When it comes to shooting, that's Steph Curry. All these guys can shoot, but they ain't me. Like 4 or 5 threes in the third quarter alone. I mean, just different ways he's just letting it go, and it's like I've always said, what drew me to being a fan of the Golden State Warriors. A good friend of mine when I was up top, Capo. Shout out to my boy Capo on the Albany crew. They watching. He's a big Steph Curry fan. He put me on to him, and I was like, yo, watching them play is like watching somebody play NBA Live on rookie level. If you watch someone play NBA Live on rookie level, everybody now plays 2K. You notice how they make every jump shot, every jump shot. Like that's what Steph Curry and the Warriors look like sometimes. Like what the fuck? Like goddamn, these are the shots as someone who has played and coached basketball that you want them to take. These quick long threes, and they just like you can't be serious. You can't be serious. It just boggles my mind sometimes and how great a shooter he is. But Golden State took care of business. I mean, the Rockets put up a valiant effort, trying to play more like the D'Antoni style from last year, 7 seconds or less, spread the floor with James Harden, jack up a bunch of threes. But the problem is when you play that style against Golden State, you're doing that against the best shooting team of all time. You're getting into a 3 point contest with the best 3 point shooters of all time. You have a great scorer in James Harden, but he's not a better scorer than Kevin Durant. You know, that's the thing. And things would have been different had CP3 been there. Yes, Golden State, I believe, still goes on their third quarter run because this is what they do. They've done it all series. But they would have got a significant punch back with Chris Paul there, a healthy Chris Paul. And then you would have seen a tug and war back and forth, and who would have won? Who knows? This is why I said before, and I say it again. I feel a bit cheated. And this was the real NBA Finals because now they play Cleveland again for the fourth time. The second time with Kevin Durant. And Cleveland is not as good a team as they were last year. So last year the series went 5 games. The only thing that can stretch the series this year, it should be a sweep. Should. But what will stretch the series this year is Golden State's inconsistency. Golden State has not been consistent all year long. Why? Because they know they can go NBA Live on rookie level whenever they feel like it. That's why. They know they can do that. Cleveland is not a great defensive team. They just allowed Boston to shoot a ton of threes on them. What the fuck you think Golden State's gonna do? Now, Cleveland does have, I don't know, it's something about Cleveland that they have a bunch of defenders, but collectively they don't play great defense. So it's not, I don't think they're incapable. It's something about the, I don't know, maybe because LeBron's lacks on defense. That's a whole nother story. Is it something about no matter who's on that team the last couple of years, as a unit, they just don't play great defense. They don't. They don't. Last year's team, that was the issue with last year's team. That was the issue with the team the year before, which is why they was gonna get closed out in 5 if they didn't do that shit to Draymond. They just don't play great enough defense against a team like Golden State that shoots that well. I would have liked to match up with them against Houston because maybe LeBron could lay the bully game down on James Harden, nullify him a little bit. like I said, James Harden will have a hard time. I said this in the regular season. James Harden will have a hard time trying to make those step back 3-pointers against great long defense. And what happened this series? He had one game doing that. In the rest of the series, he stunk it up with them step back threes. Still going to the hole because he got the yo-yo. Great first step. But I said this months ago. Check my old videos. I said this months ago. But I digress. I mean, it's going to be... Golden State should get their third championship. They should. I mean, maybe Cleveland could stretch this motherfucker out to 6 because Golden State's inconsistent. And they just have lulls. And the way, especially in the first half of Game 7, you see the way they can be bullied a little bit. Cleveland's going to have to try that. Try to make the game rough. But when you have a super team, I said this before, I say this again. 2 things you have to do for me. 1 or 2 things. A, you have to beat another super team, which they did last year. This year, I guess you could say they was on the verge in a great series against another super team, but then one of their key cogs went out due to injury. Wasn't a dirty play. It's just hamstring. I've had hamstrings. I hate hamstrings. They're scary as hell. But you have to go on an elongated run of championships, regardless of who you're playing. So I'm cheated in the sense where I'm not getting the full 7 games against another super team. But this is just another step in them going on an elongating run of championships. Because next year, as soon as the season ends, it's going to start the LeBron talk of where he's going to be next year, blah, blah, blah. And I'm so sick of having this conversation. But I've always said I want to see more super teams. Ever since LeBron did that shit going to Miami, he changed the game. So it's like now I want to see more super teams. I want to see more super teams. I don't want to see less. I want to see more because I want to see competition. Houston did that with Chris Paul. I'll say it right now. I'll say it early. I will vote for this super team to happen next year. For LeBron to go to this place, he won't go there because of the city. Even though from what I hear, it's a gorgeous city. People lovely and all of that. All the people I know who've been there, but Pelicans. LeBron to the Pelicans. Let that super team happen. I don't want to see him in Philly. Because you're going to make Joel Embiid like you did Chris Bosh, like you did Kevin Love. You're going to make him a 3-point shooter. And then you're going to take the ball out of Ben Simmons' hands. Let them young boys do what they do. I don't want to see him in Philly. New Orleans, Pelicans. I want to see more super teams. I want to see Boogie come to Washington. I want to see that. Let Kawhi come to Milwaukee. I want to see more super teams. This way we can see some real competition and not this cakewalks that we've always been seeing these last couple of years. Golden State last year walked to the finals. Cleveland last year walked to the finals because they had a super team. Nobody wants to grind it out anymore. Nobody wants to you against me, me against you. Let's see what the fuck gonna happen. Nobody wants to do that no more. Everybody wants easy street. But Golden State, Cleveland in the finals, and Cleveland's not as good as last year. Let's see if Cleveland can ugly this shit up, stretch it out, make it interesting. That's me, your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm out.